page 4.1, chapter 4, key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Some of the other major key concepts are being examined here as under. 1. Sovereignty. Sovereignty is the most important element of the state, derived from the Latin word supranus. Sovereignty means supreme power. Sovereignty alone distinguishes state from all other related concepts such as country, society and nation. It is the supreme power of the state but is exercised by the government. Jean Bodin, (1530 to 96), had described sovereignty as supreme power over citizens and subjects under restraint by law. Hobbes had defined it as the monopoly of coercive power. Both Bodin and Hobbes had used sovereignty as justification for monarchical absolutism. Bodin declaring law as the command of the sovereign, and Hobbes advocating that sovereignty vests in the hands of a single unchallengeable ruler. Both had laid emphasis on internal supremacy. The external aspect of sovereignty is state's place in the international order and its capacity to act as an independent and autonomous entity. Austin (1790 to 1859) gave the juridical and monistic notion of sovereignty, saying, if a determinate human superior not in the habit of obedience to a like superior receives habitual obedience from the bulk of a given society, that determinate human superior is sovereign in that society, and the society including the superior is a society, political and independent. The juridical notion of sovereignty has features such as absoluteness, originality, all comprehensiveness, permanence, inalienability, exclusiveness, and indivisibility. Sovereignty is described as nominal and real, legal in Hobbes, political in Locke, and popular in Rousseau, de jure and de facto. Austin's theory of sovereignty is condemned for its being too legalistic, anti-democratic, monarchical, curbing individual liberty and preaching state absolutism. The pluralists Figes, churches in the modern state, Crabbe, modern idea of the state, Lindsay the state in recent political theory, Barker, principles of society and political theory, Lasky, the foundations of sovereignty. MacLever, the modern state, has criticized Austin's theory of sovereignty as one that ignores the role of numerous associations, curbs the liberty of the individual, and endangers world peace and security. Indeed, sovereignty is becoming futile in the fast-changing world, with trends tilting towards global order and globalization, where cooperation also serves the interests of the world community. The concept of state sovereignty is becoming meaningless, especially in a system of global order. No country is self-reliant, howsoever powerful it may be. With the fast changes which the world is witnessing every day, nay, every hour, the nations of the world have become sovereign only nominally. The forces of cooperation are overweighing the forces of conflicts. The nations world need one another more today than even before. The United Nations has brought this nation closer. The United Nations' numerous specialized agencies have brought them nearer. The world is becoming a global village. Quotes in the bold: in the absence of justice, what is sovereignty but organized robbery? Saint Augustine. Within inverted comma, we are now physically, politically and economically one world. and nations are so independent that the absolute nation sovereignty of nations is no longer possible. John B. Orr. Within inverted commas, sovereignty is a word that is used often, but it has really no specific meaning. Sovereignty today is nominal. Any number of countries that are sovereign only nominally and relatively. Zbigniew Brzezinski, Chapter 4, Key Concepts: Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order, page 4.2. 2. Popularism. Popularism arose as a reaction against the juridical within bracket monistic theory of sovereignty as was advocated by the jurists. John Austin is in particular. It attacked the idea that the state is all powerful. That the state is all powerful and that it alone has the monopoly of exercising powers. On the contrary, pluralism argues that there are other associations in the society which perform as important functions as the state does, and accordingly, these associations need to possess powers as well. The popularists are of the view that the numerous associations existing in the society do not owe their origin to the state. Within bracket, for example, the institution of family existed much before the emergence of the state, nor do they depend on the will of the state. These associations, the popularists argue, are natural to the individual, as is the state. The pluralists, therefore, make a strong case for the functional autonomy of these associations. The pluralists also hold the view that the concept of sovereignty is opposed to the idea of internationalism, for it breeds extreme nationalism which ultimately ends up in wars among the nations. The pluralists feel that it should be the lasting benefit to the discipline of political science if the whole concept of sovereignty is given up. Lindsay says that if one looks at the facts, it would be clear that the theory of sovereign state has broken down. Barker points out, within inverted comma, no political commonplace has become more arid and unfruitful than the doctrine of the sovereign state, inverted comma close. In Kraft's view, the notion of sovereignty needs to be expunged from political theory. Thinkers such as Geerke, Figes, Barker, Lindsay and Kraft are of the opinion that the institution of state ignores the role played by numerous associations. Garki writes, within inverted comma, the state should accept the common point of view that permanent associations have rights and duties as groups, whether or not the state has accepted them as corporations. Inverted comma close. Figes accepts the very existence of the numerous groups. Within inverted comma, the state did not create the family, nor it did create the churches, nor even in any real sense can it be said to have created the club or trade unions. They have all arisen out of the natural associative instincts of mankind and should all be treated by the supreme authority as having a life original and guaranteed. Inverted comma close. These scholars are not prepared to arm the state with unlimited powers. Lasky argues for a system which should rather recognize the autonomy of these numerous associations and groups. He says, within inverted comma, because society is federal, authority must also be federal. Inverted comma close. The theory of inverted comma unlimited and irresponsible state within inverted comma close. Lasky contains within inverted comma is incompatible with the interest of community. Inverted comma close. MacLeaver regards the logistic conception of sovereignty as inadequate in explaining the nature of sovereignty itself. He does not regard law, as Austin really did, within inverted comma, as the command of the state. For MacLeaver, law is a useful phenomenon one that responds to other necessity and meets some utility. He also says that law is not only made by the state, but it also makes the state. Within inverted comma, law is the child and parent of the state. Inverted comma close. Gettel sums up the central idea of pluralism by saying, within inverted comma, the pluralists deny that the state is a unique organization. They hold that the other associations are equally important and natural. They argue that some associations are for their purposes as sovereign as the state is for its purpose. They emphasize the inability of the state to enforce, in practice, its will against the opposition of certain groups within it. They deny that the possession of force by the state gives it any superior right. They insist on the equal rights of all groups that command the allegiance of their members and perform valuable functions in society. Hence, sovereignty is shared by many associations. It is not indivisible. The state is also not supreme, inverted comma close. Indeed, the contribution of pluralism to the discipline of political science is important. The pluralists did well in attacking the dogmatic legalism of the Austinian theory of sovereignty. They did a great service by emphasizing the necessity of studying the actual facts of political life in the changing social system. They pointed out the dangers of interference of the state in the function of social groups. But what came out of pluralistic philosophy itself is nothing but a fantasy. The pluralists are unable to build any sound pluralistic polity. They want to reduce the powers of the state and give certain powers to the numerous associations. But in practice, they are willing to concede more powers to the state. Figgis wrote that the state, being an association of associations, within bracket, that is, community of communities, bracket close, has to have certain distinctive functions, such as coordinating the functions of the numerous associations, and thus has to have certain corresponding powers over and above the other associations. It is well said that pluralism is nothing but anarchism, for without state, who should manage the numerous associations? Who would establish law and order both with the society and in the community of societies? We may sum up in the words of Gilchrist, within inverted comma, pluralism driven to its logical end would disintegrate, replacing order and conditions of progress by a chaotic mass of bodies or groups, all contending for supremacy. Inverted comma, close. Chapter 4, Key Concepts: Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. Page 4.3, 3. Power and Citizenship. Power is the ability to do or act, control and influence others. Dahl defines it as a, within inverted comma, citizenship among actors, in which one actor induces other actors in some way they would not otherwise act. Inverted comma close. For Morgananthu, within bracket, politics among nations, inverted comma close, power is, within inverted comma, man's force, persuasion, authority, control over the minds and actions of other men. Inverted comma close. Easton says power is a relationship in which one person or group is able to determine the actions of another in the direction of the former's ends. Inverted comma close. Russell, within bracket, power views it, within inverted comma, as the production of intended results. Inverted comma close. Indeed, power, as Tiberius had said, has no limits. It is not power of money, but it is always political power. The word power is derived from the Latin word potere, meaning, within inverted comma, to be able. The four models of power which have developed over the years are: 1. Voluntarist, within bracket Dahl, which regards power as a capacity to give others do what they would not otherwise do to set things in motion. Within inverted comma, to change the order of events, inverted comma close, that is, produces movement. Within inverted comma, a cause-effect relationship. Within inverted comma, a two-way traffic, inverted comma close. 2. Harmony. Within bracket, Bernstein and Taylor holds the view that power is constituted by the shared meanings of given social communities. The emphasis of this model is on power as norms or norms as power. 3. Structuralist, within bracket, Ball and Nisat, defines power as the capacities to act in a pre-given reality of structural forms, relating itself to structural rules, resources, relationships. 4. Postmodernist, within bracket, Flax, Ferguson, Foucault, bracket closed, regards power as being a complex phenomenon, as discursive knowledge and production. The three phases of powers are power as decision making, power as agenda settings, and power as thought control. Keith Boulding, within bracket, three phases of power, refers to the use of power as intimidation, within bracket, this stick, bracket closed, productive exchange involving mutual gain, within bracket, the deal, and the creation of obligations, loyalty and commitment, within bracket, the kiss. All these relate to power as decision making. The second phase of power, within bracket, Bartraj and Baraj, is in the article, within inverted comma, the two phases of power, is the ability to prevent decisions being made, involving the ability to set or control the political agenda. The third phase of power, within bracket, Lacus, power, a radical war, is the ability to influence another by shaping what he or she thinks, wants or needs. This is power expressed as ideological indoctrination or physiological force. Quote in bold, power, a form of experimental approach, corrective in its objectives. Power operates both rationally as well as reciprocally. Power's five principal forms are force, persuasion, authority, coercion, manipulation. Politics and power go together. Power can be understood only through power. Quotes in the bold, within inverted comma, power does not corrupt man, fools. However, it may get into a position of power, corrupt power. George Bernard Shaw. Within inverted comma, power is everywhere because it comes from everyone. Foucault. Within inverted comma, I repeat that all power is a trust, that we are accountable for its exercise, that from the people and for the people all springs and all must exist. Disraeli. Within inverted comma, the test of good citizenship is loyalty to the country. Kulbai. It is not the function of our government to keep the citizens from falling into the error. It is the function of the citizen to keep the government from being into error. Robert H. Jackson. Chapter 4, Key Concepts, Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. 3. Power and Citizenship. Citizenship, 4.4 page. Citizenship is a relationship between the individual and the state. It is a status that an individual has in the state of which he is a member, a symbol that grants a citizen certain rights, and one that demands duties from him, her. It is indeed a tough occupation which obliges the citizen to make his own informed opinion and stand by it. The ancient Greeks, within bracket, Aristotle, for example, thought for active citizens those participating in public affairs, within bracket, that is lawmaking and dispensing justice. At present, a at present, a citizen is one who enjoys political rights, and this is what distinguishes him her from aliens. Liberalism emphasizes the principle of citizenship by rights, while communitarians emphasize the principle of citizenship by duties. Citizenship and subjecthood relate to democratic and monarchical polities respectively. The former is granted through birth or blood or both, though it can be granted by state. Within bracket, naturalization as well. Citizenship in the bold. Natural citizenship is obtained by birth. Naturalized citizenship is granted. Citizenship entails obligations. It confers rights as well. Nelson Mandela was granted the honorary Canadian citizenship in 2001. Actress Angelina Jolie got the honorary Cambodian citizenship in 2005. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Page 4.5. 4. Authority, legitimacy and legitimation crisis. Authority is power to influence others. It is thus a legitimate power. What is in fact not legitimate is not power, but is a sheer force. Force is coercion. It is to a great extent violence exercised without law, or is contrary to law. It is exerted against will, against consent, against those it is used. It is strength without cause and without obligations. Force does not constitute right. One who has force does not mean that he has right and has the right to command obedience. Obedience, Rousseau had rightly said, is due only to legitimate power. Force in power only when it is legitimate. Wrong, I repeat, force is power only when it is legitimate, and power is force when it is illegal. It is power when cloaked in legitimacy that becomes authority. Force coerces influence on others. Power enables it, and authority does it as a matter of right. Power is the ability to influence the behavior to others. Wrong, repeat. Power is the ability to influence the behavior of others. Authority is the right to do so. Authority is a legal or rightful power. It is a right, and a right is empowered to command. It is an authorization. It refers to erich from rights within inverted comma, an interpersonal relation in which one person looks upon another as somebody superior to him. Within inverted comma, normatively, it is said to be used cautiously, say wisely. Without wisdom, authority is a bradsheet fierce, within inverted comma, like a heavy axe without an edge, fitter to bruise than polish, inverted comma close. Descriptively, authority is a matter of people's belief about its rightfulness. It is in this sense that it is a legitimate power. Max Weber, within bracket, 1864 to 1920, had made distinction between traditional authority, in bracket, rooted in customs, traditions, history, bracket close, charismatic authority, within brackets, stemming from the personality of the ruler, bracket close, and regal rational authority, within bracket, grounded in rules and law. De jure authority is one which is nearer traditional and legal rational authority, while de facto authority is or may or can charismatic, because the roots of such authority cannot be traced to any set of customs or rules. The debates keep going on the nature and justification of authority. The liberals' view is wrong. Repeat, the liberals view it as an instrument for the maintenance of law and order. They justify it for its being used, for its being based on the consent of the governed. The Marxists relate it to the type of society. In a class society, it becomes an instrument of oppression. In a classless society, it is needless because it becomes false. The conservatives see authority as both natural as well as necessary in so far as it alone maintains and strengthens what has served people. The libertarians and anarchists see in authority the enemy of individual freedom. Legitimacy is the state of or quality of being legitimate. It is legitimacy that makes force as power, power as authority. Legitimacy entails a set of rights as well as duties. Those who in authority do not perform their duties, their claim to legitimacy is endangered. Derived from the Latin word within inverted comma legitimare, bracket close, inverted comma close, legitimacy means to decline lawful, meaning broadly speaking rightfulness. It is through legitimacy that power is transformed into authority. Power legitimized is authority. Legitimization of authority is what we may call power. For a political philosopher, legitimacy is a moral or a rational principle, a ground on which the government seek obedience from the people. For a political scientist, legitimacy is a willingness to comply with the system of rule regardless of how the rule is made. Quotes in the bold, within inverted comma, justice without force is powerless. Force without justice is tyrannical. Pascal, within inverted comma, the wisest have the most authority. Plato, within inverted comma, government loses its claim to legitimacy when it fails to fulfill its obligation. Martin Gross. The issue of legitimacy has also entered the area of political debate. There are the Weberians who insist on respecting the authority for its being formal and usually legal, based on the consent of the governed. There are, on the other hand, the new Marxists, Habermas in particular, who identify, within inverted comma, legitimation's crisis, inverted comma close, is in capitalist societies that make it different from them to maintain political stability through consent alone. Chapter 4, Key Concepts: Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. 4. Authority, Legitimacy and Legitimation Crisis. Page 4.6. Legitimation crisis is a condition during which a political order or government is unable to evoke sufficient commitment sufficient commitment or sense of authority to properly govern. Whenever the jurisdiction for authority is not accepted by society or by some powerful group in society, there occurs a crisis legitimation. There are only two alternatives: a change in the form of government, sometimes through revolution, to reflect a different legitimation of authority, or a modification of the current legitimation in an effort to retain unchanged the same structure of government authority. Wrong, I repeat, the same structure of governmental authority. Habermas, in his legitimation crisis, argued that the traditional Marxist analysis of crisis tendencies in the capitalist society had become outdated. given the relative success of the welfare state compromise. He claimed instead that crisis tendencies generated in the economic sphere would be displaced via state action into the cultural sphere. These would in turn create problems of social integration, undermining many of the resources that the state required for its ongoing management of the economy. In particular, it creates the possibility of a large-scale loss of legitimacy for government institutions. Legitimation crisis arises as and when legitimacy is questioned as one ground or the other. It is an indication that something is not a right in the system. It is therefore an opportunity to deliberate if possible and to act if necessary. Chapter 4, Key Concepts: Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. 5. Imperialism. It is extension of the state's power or rule beyond its boundaries. It is a system of political dominations or economic exploitation. A distinction is usually made between colonialism, largely economic in nature, and imperialism, largely political in nature. Neo-imperialism is neo-colonialism, where the industrially developed powers influence or dominate the weaker or the less developed ones economically or culturally, while still respecting the political independence of the latter. Imperialism consists not necessarily in the economic exploitation of one region by another or of a group by another, but in the direct control of one country by another. Lenin thinks it the other way. He relates imperialism to capitalism by describing it as the highest stage of capitalism. Kotsky described ultra-imperialism or hyper-imperialism as the potential phase of capitalism. Hobson, within bracket, imperialism, saw the competition of colonial territory, within bracket, era of empire or for empire's sake, the great adventure and the scramble for Africa as an extension of the struggle for overseas markets. So for Hobson, imperialism meant rational pursuit of new markets and sources for raw material, leading to accumulation of surplus capital. Stop. Hilferding, within bracket, finance capital, a study of the latest phase in capitalist development, bracket close, saw in accumulation of capital the oppressive nature of colonial regimes, leading to colonial rivalries, ultimately to the brink of the war. Lenin, while quoting both Hobson and Hilferding in his Imperialism, the highest stage of capitalism, sought to connect the struggle for colonial emancipation with the struggle for capitalism. Schumpeter, within bracket, imperialism and social classes, bracket close, thought of imperialism as the manifestation of an aggressive desire for territorial expansion, that is, expansion for its own sake. Wallerstein, within bracket, the modern world system, provides yet another theory of imperialism, arguing that imperialism is not a matter of territorial conquest, but is a form of worldwide commercial hegemony by the finance capital of the industrialized states over the poorer peripheral nations, linking it to the concept of globalization. According to him, the essential characteristics of imperialism would include A. the concentration of production and capital into large-scale firms, that is, monopolies. B. the merging of financial and industrial capital. C. the export of capital. D. the appointment of the world among the large-scale firms. And E. the division of territories of the world among the great capitalist power. Chapter 4, Key Concepts: Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. Global 6. Global Order, page 4.7. Global Order. United Nations, UN is an the United Nations, UN, is an international organization which aims at establishing global order so as to facilitate cooperation in international law, international society, economic development and social progress. Founded in 1945, it has, as of 2007, 192 members. With its headquarters at New York, the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council are People's China, which replaced the Republic of China; France, Russia, which replaced the former USSR; the United Kingdom and the United States. The United Nations is divided into administrative bodies including the General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Secretariat, Trusteeship Council and International Court of Justice. In addition, specialized bodies within bracket UNESCO, WHO, ILO, UNICEF, IMF are numerous. Ban Ki-moon is the Secretary General within bracket 2007. The stated aims of the United Nations are to prevent war, safeguard human rights, provide a mechanism for international law, and promote social and economical progress, improving living standards and fight diseases. It gives the opportunity for countries to balance global interdependence and national interests when addressing international problems. Towards this end, it ratified a Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. The countries of the UN are the countries of the UN and its specialized agencies within inverted commas the stakeholders of the system give guidance and decide on substantive and administrative issues in regular meetings held throughout each year. When an issue is considered particularly important, the General Assembly may convene an international conference to focus global attention and build a consensus for consolidated action. Recent examples include the UN Conference on Environment and Development, within bracket the Earth Summit, in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in June 1992, led to the creation of the UN Commission on Sustainable Development to advance the exclusions reached in Agenda 21, the final text of agreements negotiated by government at UNICEF. Next, the International Conference on Population and Development, held in Cairo, Egypt in September 1994, approved a program of action to address the critical challenges and interrelationships between population and sustainable development over the next 20 years. Next, the 4th World Conference of Women, held in Beijing, China in September 1995, sought to accelerate implementation of the historic agreements reached at the 3rd World Conference on Women. Next, the 2nd UN Conference on Human Settlements, within bracket Habitat II, convened in June 1996 in Istanbul, Turkey, considered the challenges of human settlement, development and management in the 21st century. ICARA 2 ICRA 2 or ICARA ICRA Roman 2, International Conference on Assistance to Refugees in Africa, established in 1984. Chapter 4, Key Concepts: Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. 6. Global Order. The United Nations, page 4.8. The 1945 Charter envisaged a system of regulation that would ensure, within inverted comma, the least diversion for armaments of the world's human and economic resources, inverted comma close. The advent of new nuclear weapons came only weeks after the signing of the Charter and provided immediate impetus to concepts of arms limitation and disarmament. In fact, the first resolution of the first meeting of the General Assembly within bracket January 24, 1946 was entitled within inverted comma the establishment of a commission to deal with the problems raised by the discovery of atomic energy, inverted comma close, and called upon the commission to make specific proposals for inverted comma the elimination from national armaments of atomic weapons and of all other major weapons adaptable to mass destruction. The UN had established several forms to address multilateral disarmament issues. The principal ones are the first committee of the General Assembly and the UN Disarmament Commission. Items on the agenda include consideration of the possible merits of a nuclear test ban, outer space arms control, efforts to ban chemical weapons, nuclear and conventional disarmament, nuclear weapon-free zones, reduction of military budgets, and measures to strengthen international security. The Conference on Disarmament is a forum established by the international community for the negotiation of multilateral arms control and disarmament agreements. It has 66 members representing all areas of the world, including the 5 major nuclear weapon states, within bracket the People's Republic of China, France, Russia, UK and USA. While the conference is not formally a UN organization, it is linked to the UN through a personal representative of the Secretary General. This representative serves as the Secretary General of the conference. Resolutions adopted by the General Assembly would often request the conference to consider specific disarmament matters. In turn, the conference annually reports its activities to the Assembly. UN peacekeepers are sent to various regions where armed conflict has recently ceased in order to enforce the terms of peace agreements and to discourage the combatants from resuming hostilities. For example, in East Timor until its independence in 2001, these forces are provided by member states of the UN and participation in peacemaking operations is operation. At this point, only 2 nations, Canada and Portugal, have participated in all peacekeeping operations. The UN does not maintain any independent military. All UN peacekeeping operations must be approved by the Security Council. The founders of the UN had high hopes that it would act to prevent conflicts between the nations and make future wars impossible. These hopes have not only been realized, these hopes have not only been fully realized. During the Cold War, within bracket from about 1945 until 1991, the division of the world into hostile camps made peacekeeping agreements extremely difficult. Following the end of the Cold War, there were renewed calls for the UN to become the agency for achieving world peace, as several dozen military conflicts continue to rage around the globe. But the breakup of the Soviet Union also left the US in a unique position of global dominance, creating a variety of new challenges for the UN. Chapter 4: Key Concepts: Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. 6. Global Order, page 4.9. UN peace operations are funded by assessments using a formula derived from the regular scale, but including a surcharge for the 5 permanent Security Council members who must approve all peacekeeping operations. This surcharge serves to offset discounted peacekeeping assessment rates for less developed countries. In December 2000, the UN revised the assessment rate scale for the regular budget and for peacekeeping. The peacekeeping scale is designed to be revised every 6 months and was projected to be near 27% in 2003. The US intends to pay peacekeeping assessments at these lower rates and has sought legislation from the US Congress to allow payment at these rates and to make payments towards areas. The UN Peacekeeping Force called the Blue Helmets received in 1999 Nobel Prize of Peace in Peace. In 2001, the UN and Secretary General Kofi Annan won the Nobel Prize, within inverted comma, for their work for a better organized and more peaceful world. The UN maintains a series of United Nations medals awarded to military service members who enforce UN accords. The first such decoration issued was the United Nations Service Medal, awarded to UN forces with the participate in the Korean War. The NATO medal is designed on a similar concept, and both are considered international decorations instead of military decorations. In conjunction with other organizations such as the Red Cross, the UN provides food, drinking water, shelter and other humanitarian services to populaces suffering from famine, displaced by war or afflicted by other disasters. Major humanitarian arms of the UN are the World Food Programme, which helps feed more than 100 million people a year in 18 countries. The High Commissioner for Refugees with projects in over 116 countries, as well as peacekeeping projects in over 24 countries. At times, UN relief works have been subject to attacks. The UN is also involved in supporting development, that is, as for example, by the formulation of the Millennium Development Goals. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, is the largest multilateral source of grant technical assistance in the world. Organizations like the WHO, UNAIDS and the Global Fund in Flight AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria are leading institutions in the battle against disease around the world, especially in poor countries. The UN Population Fund is a major provider of reproductive services. It has helped reduce infant and maternal mortality in 100 countries. Page 4.9. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercise. Question 1. Why do the pluralists oppose the traditional concept of sovereignty? A. Because other associations are as important as the state. B. Because it comes in the way of international cooperation. C. Because it is anti-democratic. D. Because it is ineffective. The answer is A. Because other associations are as important as the state. Question 2. The pluralist theory views power as A. Control over resources. B. A fixed quality. Wrong. Repeat. B. A fixed quantity. C. Relational. D. Repressive. The answer is C. Relational. 3. Who among the following was the first to enunciate the concept of sovereignty? A. Aristotle. B. Bodin. C. Hobbes. D. Lasky. The answer is B, bodily. 4. The theory of sovereignty is historically associated with the rise of A. Feudalism, B. Absolutely monarchy, D. Democracy, D. Decolonization. The answer is B. Absolute monarchy. 5. Pluralists believe that A. State is morally superior to all associations. B. Power of the state is absolute, internally and externally. C. State is also one of the associations of society. D. Society and state are coeval and coextensive. The answer is C. State is also one of the associations of society. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercises. Page 4.10. Question number 6. The notion of sovereignty was first formulated by A. Plato, B. Aristotle, C. Bodin, D. Locke. The answer is C, that is Bodin. Question 7. The Austinian sovereign is A. The absolute political power of the state, B. The ultimate source of juridical authority, the ultimate source of juridical authority, C. Legally and morally supreme authority of the state, D. Unlimited power of the community exercised through its representatives. The answer is B. The ultimate source of juridical authority. Question 8. According to Bodin, within inverted comma, sovereignty is the supreme power over citizens and subjects, unrestrained by law. In the above definition, the term law refers to A. Moral law, B. Divine law, C. Natural law, and D. Positive law. The answer is D, that is positive law. 9. The pluralist critique of the classical theory of sovereignty centers on the relationship between the state and the law. According to it, A. The state is the source of law, B. Law is anterior and superior to the state, C. The state and law are heterogeneous and always independent of and unrelated to each other, D. The state and law are virtually identical. I repeat, the state and law are virtually identical. The correct answer is B, that is, law is anterior and superior to the state. Question 10. The Austrian theory attributes to the sovereign A. Moral omnicompetence, B. Political supremacy, C. Absolute judicial authority, D. The power of political legitimation. The answer is D. The power of political legitimation. Question 11. Match list 1 and list with list 2 and select the correct answer. In the row list 1, under list 1, theory of sovereignty. List 2, under list 2, views about legal thinkers. Under list 1, in the column serial A, the theory of sovereign state has broken down. B. It would be of lasting benefit to political science if the whole concept of sovereignty were surrendered. C. A sovereign power is the center of gravity in a mass of matter. D. The state is the sense of an absolute superentity has never existed. Under list 2, views about legal thinkers, in the column 1, H.J. Lusky, 2, J.N. Figgis, 3, Sir Henry Maine, and D. Eddie Lindsay. Code in the row A, B, C, and D. Under code A, in the column serial number A4, serial number B4, serial number C3, serial number D3. Under B, in the column serial number A2, B1, C2, D1. Under C, in the column A3, B3, C4, D4. Under D, in the column A1, B2, C1, D2. The correct answer is B. That is, under A, the theory of sovereign state has broken down. A.D. Lindsay. Under B, that is, it would be of lasting benefit to political science if the whole concept of sovereignty were surrendered. H.J. Lusky. Under C, a sovereign power is the center of gravity or in a mass of matter. Sir Henry Maine. Under D, that the state is the sense of an absolute superentity has never existed. J. N. Figgis. Question 12. Who among the following defines sovereignty as, if, within inverted comma, if a determinate human superior, not in the habit of obedience to like superior, receives habitual obedience from the bulk of a given society, that human superior is sovereign in the society, and that society is a society political and independent. A. Jean Bodin, B. Thomas Hobbes, C. John Austin, D. Harold Lasky. The correct answer is John Austin. 13. The monistic concept of sovereignty upholds the primacy of A. Positive law, B. Customary law, C. Morality and ethics, and D. Community's sense of right. The correct answer is A, that is positive law. 14. Which one of the following pairs is not correctly matched? A. J. J. Rousseau, sovereignty resides in the general will. B. Jeremy Bentham, laws are the commands of the sovereign. Hegel, C. Hegel, sovereign power is subject to divine and natural laws. D. Hugo Grotius, sovereign power is limited by the laws of God, nature and nations. The correct answer is B. Jeremy Bentham, laws are the commands of the society, sovereign. Laws are the commands of the sovereign. Question 15. Which one of the following restrictions is imposed by Jean Bodin on the authority of the sovereign? A. Laws of God and nature. B. Laws of representation. C. Human rights. And D. International agreements. The correct answer is A, that is laws of good and nature. Question 16. The main function of the state, according to the, Chapter 4, key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order, exercise, page 4.11. Question 16. The main function of the state, according to the pluralist, is to A. Promote general welfare of its citizens, B. Harmonize the rights and activities of various groups and associations, C. Regulate production and distribution of essential goods, D. Provide society security. The correct answer is B. Harmonize the rights and activities of various groups and associations. Question 17. In which of the following statements is in pluralism implied? A. The state is in no way different from the other associations. B. The state is the source of all authority. C. Because society is federal, authority must also be federal. D. Law is the expression of the general will of the community. The answer is C. That is, because society is federal, authority must also be federal. 18. The distinction between legal and political sovereignty was made by A. John Locke, B. John Austin, C. A.B. Dickey, and D. Harold J. Lasky. The correct answer is John Locke. Correct answer is A, that is John Locke. 19. Jean Bodin defines sovereignty as the supreme power over citizens and subjects unrestrained by law. The implication of the definition, according to its author, is that A. The sovereign is not bound by positive law but is subject to the higher law. B. The sovereign is not subject to any law, including the law of God and nature. C. The sovereign can alter the fundamental law of the land. D. The sovereign is legally omnipotent and morally supreme. The correct answer is A. The sovereign is not bound by positive law but is subject to the higher law. Dugit criticized the Austinian theory of sovereignty in the name of A. Community's sense of right, B. Principle of social solidarity, C. Moral personality of corporations, D. Theory of natural law. The correct answer is B. Principle of social solidarity. 21. Political pluralism. A. Rejects the idea of the state. B. Rejects the moral and legal omnicompetence of the state. C. Rejects the view that law is not the creation of the state but is interior and superior to it. D. Believes in the complete autonomy of corporate groups and associations. The answer is D, that is, believes in the complete autonomy of corporate groups and associations. 22. In which of the following did pluralists believe? 1. The social, economic, religious and educational associations within the state are more important than the state. 2. The state has no absolute claim to the total obedience of the citizens. C. 3. The state coordinates the activities of the other associations. 4. The state as an institution can be dispensed with. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, repeat. A. 1, 2 and 3. B. 2 and 3. C. 2 and 4. D. 3 and 4. The correct answer is B, that is 2 and 3. 2. The state has no absolute claim to the total obedience of the citizens. And 3. The state coordinates the activities of other associations. 23. Which one of the following is an apt description of Bodin's theory of sovereignty? A. Absolute sovereignty. D. Limited sovereignty. C. Political sovereignty. D. Popular sovereignty. Answer is A. Absolute sovereignty. 24. Who among the following thinkers criticized the Austinian theory of sovereignty on the ground that law is not the command of the sovereign but an expression of the community's sense of right? A. Lusky. B. Pratt. C. Dugit. And D. Garke. D. Crab. The answer is B. Crab. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercises. Page 4.12. Question 25. Which of the following statements are consistent with the pluralist theory of sovereignty? A. 1. For 1. Although the state is also an association, the possession of coercive power by the state endows it with a superior right over other associations. 2. The associations in the state are as real and as self-sufficient as the state itself. 3. Law is prior to the state. 4. All other associations having valuable social functions to perform are as much sovereign as the state is for its purpose. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2 and 3. B. 1, 2 and 4. C. 1, 3 and 4. D. 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is 1, 3 and 4. That is, although the state is also an association, the possession of coercive power by the state endows it with a superior right over other associations. 2. The associations in the state are as real and as self-sufficient as the state itself. 3. Law is prior to the state. 26. Question 26. Which among the following is not a feature of sovereignty? A. Absoluteness. B. Permanence. C. Indivisibility. D. Delegation. The correct answer is delegation. D. Delegation. Question 27. The monastic theory of sovereignty emphasizes A. The moral omnicompetence of the state. B. The de facto supremacy of the state. C. Social unity of the state. D. Juridical supremacy of the state. The answer is D. B. The answer is not D. The answer is B. That is the de facto supremacy of the state. 28. Question 28. Given below are two statements, one labeled assertion A and the other labeled reason R. Assertion A. Sovereignty is the most important attribute of the state. Reason R. In every full-fledged or independent state, there must be an ultimate authority, an authority against which there is no appeal. In the context of the above two statements, which one of the following is correct? A and R are true, R is the expression of A. B, A and R are true, R is not the expression of A. C, A is true, R is false. D, A is false, R is true. The correct answer is A. A and R are true, R is the expression of A. Question 29. Which one of the following statement is not correct? A. Sovereignty resides in the state and is exercised by it. B. Sovereignty resides in the state and is exercised by the government. Sovereignty resides in the government and is exercised by it. D. Sovereignty resides in the citizens and it is exercised by the government. The answer is C. That is, sovereignty resides in the government and expressed by it. Who among the following was the chief exponent of the legal theory of sovereignty? 1. Bodin, B. Locke, C. Rousseau, D. Austin. The correct answer is D. Austin. 31. Question 31. According to pluralism, the state on the whole, A, is equal to all other associations. B, is higher because it coordinates the task of other associations. C, is lower than the professional and cultural associations. D, is not of any political and juridical significance. The correct answer is B. That is higher because it coordinates the task of other associations. 32. Consider the following. Within inverted comma, if a determinate human superior not in the habit of obedience to a like superior receive habitual obedience from the bulk of a given society, that society, including the determinate superior, is independent and political. It is A. Legal theory of sovereignty, political theory of sovereignty, C. Political theory of sovereignty, D. Philosophical theory of sovereignty. The correct answer is A. Legal theory of sovereignty. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercises. Question 33. The real meaning of the parliamentary supremacy of England is: A. Parliament can make any law it likes. B. Parliament's law apart, no other laws are binding on the people. C. Parliament's law cannot be challenged in any court of law. D. Parliament is sovereign from legal and political points of view. The correct answer is C. Parliament's law cannot be challenged in any court of law. 34. Question 34. The jurists recognized a sovereign, but behind it there is another sovereign before which the legal sovereign bows. To what does the following indicate? A. Ceremonial sovereign ruler. B. Real sovereign ruler. C. Political sovereign ruler. D. Nominal sovereign ruler. The correct answer is C. That is political sovereign ruler. I repeat, that is C. Correct answer is C. Political sovereign ruler. 35. The theory of sovereignty emphasizes: A. The moral capacity of the state. B. Real capacity of the state. C. Social capacity of the state. And lastly, D. Legal capacity of the state. The correct answer is D. Legal capacity of the state. Question 36. Rousseau was the advocate of: A. Personal sovereignty. B. Popular sovereignty. C. Political sovereignty. D. Legal sovereignty. The correct answer is B. That is popular sovereignty. Question 37. One of the following is not the feature of the sovereignty: A. All comprehensiveness. B. Originality. C. Diversibility. And D. Inalienability. The correct answer is C. That is divisibility. Question 38. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row, list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 in the column, serial A, Bodin, serial 2, Ulvai, serial C, Klasky, and serial D, Kraft. Under list 2 in the column, serial 1, the nature of the state. Under serial 2, modernity of the state. Serial 3, a grammar of politics. Serial 4, republic. The quotes in the row A, B, C, and D. Under A in the column, serial A, 2, B, 4, C, 1, D, 3. Under B in the column, A, 3, B, 1, C, 2, D, 4. Under C in the column, A, 1, B, 3, C, 4, D, 2. Under D in the column, A, 4, B, 2, C, 3, D, 1. The correct answer is B, that is under A, Bodin, Republic. Under 1, under B, that is Willoughby, the nature of state. Under C, Lusky, a grammar of politics. Under D, Crabbe, modern idea of the state. Question 39. Austin was an English. A, sociologist. B, jurist. C, economist. D, scientist. The correct answer is B, that is jurist. 40. Question 40. The cause of the English pluralists' attack was A, legalistic form of sovereignty. B, political form of sovereignty. And D, social form of sovereignty. The correct answer is A, that is legalistic form of sovereignty. Chapter 4, page 4.13, exercises for question 41. Consider the following. 1. According to Austin, powers of the sovereignty were limited. 2. According to him, there is only one sovereign in a society. C. He describes sovereign as the source of law. 4. He says that law is the command of the people. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2, B. 2 and 3, C. 1 and 4, D. 1 and 3. Correct answer is B, that is 2 and 3. According to him, there is only one sovereign in a society. 3. He describes sovereign as the source of law. Question 42. Assertion A. Austin's theory of sovereignty is pluralistic. Reason R. He gives all powers to the sovereign. A and R are true, R is the expression of A. B. A and R are true, R is not the expression of A. D. C. It is true, R it is false. D. A is false, R is true. The correct answer is A is true, R is false. Question 43. Assertion A. MacLever says that law is the child of the state. Reason R. He regards law as the parent of the state. A and R are true. R is the explanation. R is the explanation of A. B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. The correct answer is B, that is A and R are true, R is not the explanation of A. Question 44. The classical Marxists accept A. Sovereignty is legalistic. B. It is political one. C. It is class one. And D. It does not exist. The correct answer is D, that is it does not exist. 45. Match list with match 2. In the row, list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 in the column, serial number A, Barker. Serial number B, Figgis. Serial number C, Lusky. Serial number D, Cole. Under list 2 in the column, serial number 1, the problem of sovereignty. 2, national guild and the state. 3, principles of social and political theory. 4, churches in the modern state. 4, A in the row, A, B, C and D. Under A in the column, serial number A3, B2, C1, D4. Under serial number B in the column, serial number A4, B1, C3, D2. Under C in the column, A1, B4, D2 and I repeat C2, D1. I repeat, under serial number C, under C in the column A1, B4, C2, D3. Under D in the column, serial number A2, B3, C4 and D1. The correct answer is A, that is under A, that is under Barker, principles of social and political theory, that is 3. Under Figgis, 4, that is churches in the modern state. C, Lusky, the problem of sovereignty. D, 2, that is national guild and the state. Question 46. Which one of the following doctrines accords central role to the notion of citizenship? A. Totalitarianism. B. Republicanism. C. Theocracy. D. Feminism. The correct answer is B. Republicanism. Question 47. Which one of the following concepts distinguish citizenship from subjecthood? A. Duties. B. Obedience. C. Rights. And D. Patriotism. The correct answer is C. Rights. For question 48. Unlike subjecthood, citizens rests on A. Rights. B. Obedience. C. Duties. B. Laws. The correct answer is A. That is rights. 49. Question 49. The basis for acquiring citizenship through neutralization is A. Birth. B. Choice. C. Coercion. D. Descent. The correct answer is B. That is choice. 50. Question 50. For Aristotle, a citizen is one who A. is a voter, B. is a lawmaker, C. a judge, D. a legislator and a judge. The correct answer is D. a legislator and a judge. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercises. Page 4.41. Question 51. According to Marshall, the evolution of citizenship along with the rights was in the following order: A. Political rights, economic rights, social rights, civil rights. B. Civil rights, political rights, social rights, economic rights. C. Social rights, civil rights, economic rights, political rights. D. Economic rights, social rights, political rights, civil rights. Correct answer is B. That is civil rights, political rights, social rights, economic rights. Question 52. Citizenship is a relationship between A. Individual and society, B. Individual and state, C. Individual and nation, D. Individual and UN. The correct answer is B. That is individual and state. Question 53. Consider the following statements. 1. All males and females above the age of 18 are citizens of India. 2. All the members of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha are citizens of India. 3. Citizenship is related to only rights. 4. All Britons are referred to as subjects. Which of the following given above are correct? 1. A 1, 2, 3, B 2, 3, 4, C 1, 3, 4, D 1, 2, 4. Correct answer is D. That is 1. All males and females above the age of 18 are citizens of India. Next, 2. All the members of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha are citizens of India. 4. All Britons are referred to as subjects. Question 54. Assertion A. Citizens are full members of political community. Reason R. Aliens and R subjects do not enjoy political rights. A and R are true. R is the explanation of A. B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. The correct answer is B. That is, A and R are true, R is not the explanation of A. Both these statements are correct, but R is not the explanation of A. Page 4.15. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercises. Question 55. One of the following is not a correct statement. A. Liberals argue for the principle of citizenship of rights. Liberals argue for the principle of citizenship of duties. C. Communitarians argue for the principle of citizenship of duties. D. Communitarians argue for the principle of civic responsibility. The correct answer is B. That is, liberals argue for the principle of citizenship of duties. The liberal emphasize rights rather than duties. Question 56. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row, list 1, list 2 And the list 1 in the column, serial number A, citizenship, serial number B, state, C, society, D, family. Under list 2, serial number 1, political community, serial number 2, social web, 3, private individual, 4, public individual. Quote, in the row A, space B, space D, space D. I repeat, A, space B, space C, space D. Under A in the column, serial number A 1, serial number B 4, serial number C 4, serial number D 3. Under B, serial number A 2, B 3, C 1, D 2. Under serial number C, A 3, B 2, C 2, D 1. Under serial number D in the column A 4, B 1, C 3, D 4. Correct answer is C, that is under serial number A, citizenship, public individual, 4. Under serial number B, that is state, political community, 1. Under serial number C, that is society, 2, that is social web. Under serial number D, that is family, private individual. Question 58. T.H. Marshall wrote the following: A, within inverted comma, social class and citizenship. B, within inverted comma, citizenship and social class. C, within inverted comma, citizenship. D, within inverted comma, social classes. The answer is B, that is within inverted commas, citizenship and social class. Marshall wrote an article, Citizenship and Social Class, in his book, within bracket ED, Sociology at the Crossroads. Question 58. Consider the following statements about citizenship and choose the correct. 1. Full membership of the state. 2. Participation in the affairs of the state. 3. Payment of taxes. 4. Status of a guest. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 3, 4. B. 2, 3, 4. C. 1, 2, 3. D. 1, 2, 4. The correct answer is C. That is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 means 1. Full membership of state. 2. Participation in the affairs of the state. 3. Payment of taxes. Question 59. Aliens and citizens differ because the citizens have these and aliens do not have them. A. Duties. B. Obligations. C. Political rights. D. Special privileges. The correct answer is C, that is political rights. Question 60. One of the following is not required for a presidential candidate in India. A. One has to be a citizen of India. B. One has to be a natural born citizen of India. C. Must have attained at least 35 years of age. D. Must have the qualifications necessary for a member of the Lok Sabha. The correct answer is B. One has to be a natural born citizen of India. 61. Question 61. Who among the following thinkers stressed the productive dimension of power? A. Foucault. B. Mill. C. Marx. D. Laswell. The correct answer is A, that is Foucault. Question 62. Who believed that, irrespective of the forms of government, authority tends to be oligarchic? A. Aristotle. B. Robert Michels. C. Harold Lasky. And B. Max Weber. The correct answer is B, that is Robert Michels. Michels, within inverted comma, iron law of oligarchy. 63. Question 63. The understanding of democracy as a mode of distributing power widely, thereby preventing its concentration in fewer hands, is termed as A. Pluralist. B. Federalist. C. Participatory. D. Representative. The correct answer is A. Pluralist. Question 64. Within inverted comma, the only purpose for which power can be rightfully exercised over any member of a civilized community against his will is to prevent harm to others. Inverted comma close. Who said this? A. J.S. Mill, D. T.H. Green, C. Thomas Paine, and D. Harold J. Lasky. The correct answer is A, that is J.S. Mill. Question 65. Which one of the following does not confer legitimacy on the ruler's power? A. Charisma, B. Customs and traditions, C. Wealth, D. Reason and deliberation. The correct answer is C, that is wealth. Question 66. Who among the following formulated the notion of power knowledge? A. Michel Foucault, B. Roger Bacon, C. Socrates, D. Niccolo Machiavelli. The correct answer is A, that is Michel Foucault. I repeat, correct answer is A, Michel Foucault. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercises. Page 4.16. Question 67. Match list 1 with list 2. List 1 in the row, list 1 and list 2. Under list 1, proponent. Under list 1, proponent, in the column A, David Aston. In the column B, has Hans Morgenthau. C. Laswell / Kaplan. D. Michel Foucault. Under list 2 concept, in the column serial number A, authoritative allocation of values. Serial number 2, shaping and sharing of power. Serial number 3, struggle for power. Serial number 4, knowledge is power. Code. In the row A, B, C and D. Under A, in the column A, serial number A2, serial number B1, serial number C2, serial number D1. Under B, in the column A, serial number A3, serial number B4, serial number C4, serial number D3. Under C, in the column serial number A1, B2, C1, D2. Under D, in the column serial number A4, B3, C3, D4. The correct answer is D, that is under A, David Aston. 1, that is authoritative allocation of values. B, that is Hans Morgenthau. 3, that is struggle for power. C, Laswell / Kaplan. 2, that is shaping and sharing of power. D, that is Michel Foucault. 4, knowledge is power. Question 68. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, under list 1 authors. In the row list 2, under list 2 books. Under list 1 authors, column in the column A, under list 1 in the column A, in the column serial number A, John Rawls. B, Morton Kaplan. C, Friedrich Hayek. And D, Michel Walzer. Under list 2 books, A, Spheres of Justice. 2, The Mirage of School Justice. 3, System and Process in International Politics. 4, A Theory of Justice. Code. In the row A, B, C, D. Under A, in the column under A, in the column serial number A, 4, B2, C4, D2. Under B, in the column A3, B1, C1, D3. Under C, in the column A2, B4, C2, D4. Under D, in the column A1, B3, C4, C3, D1. The correct answer is A, that is under John Rawls. 4, A Theory of Justice. Morton Kaplan. B, Morton Kaplan. 3, System and Process in International Politics. C, Friedrich Hayek. 2, The Mirage of Social Justice. D, Michel Walzer. 1, Spheres of Justice. Question 69. Consider the following statements. Legitimacy entails 1, generating beliefs that ensured the survival of a democracy in capitalist societies. 2. A process by which power gains acceptance. 3. An efficient police system of maintaining law and order. 4. The absence of coercion. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2, 3 and 4. B. 2, 3 and 4. C. 1, 2 and 4. D. 1, 3 and 4. The correct answer is C, that is 1, 2 and 4. 1. Generating beliefs that ensured the survival of a democracy in capitalist societies. 2. A process by which power gains acceptance. 4. The absence of coercion. Question 70. Match list 1 with list 2 relating to the models of power and select the correct answer. In the row, a list 1, list 2. Under list 1 in the column A, dull, B, Bernstein, C, Ball, D, Flax. Under list 2 in the column 1, postmodern model, 2, structuralist model, 3, hermeneutic model, 4, voluntarist model of power. Code in the row A, B, C and D. Under A in the column, serial number A, 4, B1, C2, D3. Under B in the column, serial number A3, B2, C1, D4. Under C in the column, A2, B3, C4, D1. Under D in the column, A1, B4, C3, D2. The correct answer is A, that is under A, that is dull, voluntarist model of power, that is 4. Under B, that is Bernstein, 3, that is hermeneutic model. C, that is Ball, 2, that is structuralist model. D, Flax, 1, that is postmodern model. Question 71. The following is not true about the concept of power. A. It is a capacity to gain something done from others. B. It is used to achieve desired results. C. It is unilateral. D. It is agnostic. The correct answer is C. It is unilateral. Power is rational always. Question 72. Consider the following with regard to the concept of power. 1. It is ability to achieve a desired outcome. 2. It is an exercise of control over another person. 3. It is a relationship between more than two actors. 4. It is persuasive. Which one of the arguments given above are correct? A. 1, 2, 3. B. 1, 2, 4. C. 1, 3, 4. D. 2, 3, 4. The correct answer is 1, 2, 3. There is 1. It is ability to achieve a desired outcome. 2. It is an excuse of control over another person. 3. It is a relationship between more than two actors. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercises, page 4.17. Question 73. The following is not the phase included in the three phases of power, as stated by Stephen Lux. A. The ability to influence the making of a decision. B. The capacity to shape the political agenda and prevent decisions being made. C. The capacity to control people's thought. D. The exercise of political power. The correct answer is D. The exercise of political power. 74. Assertion A. The postmodern view is that knowledge is socially determined. Reason R. All claims to truth are relative at best. A and R are true, R is the explanation of A. B. A and R are true, R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. The correct answer is A, that is A and R are true, R is the explanation of A. Question 75. Consider the following statements about authority. Question 1. Authority is legitimate power. 2. It is a right to exercise power. 3. It is power and writ large. I repeat, 3. It is power writ large. 4. It is authorization of power. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2, 3. B. 1, 3, 4. C 1 to 4, D 2, 3, 4. The correct answer is C, that is 1 to 4. 1. Authority is legitimate power. 2. It is a right to exercise power. 4. It is authorization of power. Match question 76. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, in the row list 2. Under list 1 in the column, serial number A, legal authority, serial number B, traditional authority, serial number C, charismatic authority. Under list 2 in the serial number 1, conventions, serial number 2, personality, serial number 3, state. Quote in the row A, B, C. Under A in the column A, under A in the column, serial number A 1, serial number B 3, serial number C 3. Under B in the column A 2, B 2, C 1. Under C in the column A3, B1, C2. The correct answer is C, that is under A, that is legal authority 3, state. Under B, traditional authority 1, conventions. Under C, charismatic authority 2, that is personality. Question 77. Which one of the following is the correct statement? The idea of social citizenship calls for A. Socially committed citizens. B. Expansion of civil and political rights of citizenship. C. Pursuit of socialist politics with active citizen participation. C. Expansion of social and welfare rights. The correct answer is A. Socially committed citizens. Question 78. Assertion A. Power is an ability to influence others. Reason R. Authority is a right to influence others. A and R are true. R is the explanation of A. B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true. R is false. D. A is false. R is true. The correct answer is B. That is A and R are true, but R is not the explanation of A. The two statements are correct, but R does not explain A. Question 79. The following portrayed the radical face of power. A. Lenin. B. Locke. C. Lipest. D. Lucas. The correct answer is Lucas. Question 80. The following refers to the three faces of power. A. Boarding. B. Berlin. C. Barker. And D. Bark. The correct answer is A. Boarding. 81. One of the following is not one of the three faces of power. A. The use of stick. B. The use of drill. C. The use of kiss. D. The use of punning. The correct answer is D. The use of punning. 82. Consider the following statements and choose the correct one. 1. Power means making decisions. 2. Power means setting agenda. 3. Power means exerting relationship. 4. Power means controlling thought. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2, 3. B. 1, 2, 4. C. 1, 3, 4. D. 2, 3, 4. The correct answer is B. That is 1, 2, 4. 1. Power means making decisions. 2. Power means setting agenda. 4. Power means controlling thought. Page 4.18. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercises. Question 83. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1 and list 2. Under list 1 in the column, serial number A, dull, serial number B, left week, serial number C, millet. Under list 2 in the column, 1. Sexual politics. 2. Who governs. 3. What is politics. Code. In the row A, B, C. Under A in the column, A serial number A1, B3, C2, D1. Under serial number B in the column, A2, B2, C3, D3. Under C in the column, serial number A3, B1, C1, D2. The correct answer is C. That is under A, dull, C, wrong, I repeat, under A, dull, 2, who governs. Under B, there is left week. 3, what is politics. Under C, millet, sexual politics. 1. Question 84. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, list 2. Under list 1, in the column serial number A, kiss, B, dill, C, stick. Under serial number 2 in the column 1, intimidation, 2, creating loyalty, C, 3 mutual gain. Code A, B and C. Under A in the column A2, B1, C3, D3. Under B in the column serial number A3, B2, C2, D1. Under C in the column A1, B3, C1, D2. The correct answer is A. That is under A, kiss, 2, creating loyalty. Under B, deal, 3, mutual gain. C, stick, 1, intimidation. Question 85. The feminists attack the following. A, public / private divide. B, public / political divide. C, private / political divide. D, political / social divide. Correct answer is A. That is public / private divide. Question 86. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, list 2. Under list 1 in the column serial number A, political power, serial number B, economic power, serial number C, ideological power. Under list 2 in the column serial number 1, idea, serial number 2, loss, serial number 3, wealth. Code in the row A, B and C. Under A in the column serial number A1, B2, C1, D3. Under serial number B, A3, B3, C2, D2. Under C in the column serial number A2, B1, C3, D1. The correct answer is B. That is under A, political power, loss. B, economic power, wealth. C, ideological power, idea. Question 87. Who said, within inverted comma, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely? A, Acton, B, Almond, C, Aristotle, B, Apter. The correct answer is A. That is Acton. Question 88. Who wrote Politics? Who gets? What? When? How? A, Laswell and Kaplan. B, Laswell alone. C, Kaplan alone. C, Almond and Powell. The correct answer is B. That is Laswell alone. 89. The following makes force as power. A, authority. B, influence. C, legitimacy. D, none of the above. The correct answer is C, legitimacy. 90. The following makes power as authority. A, force. B, influence. C, legitimacy. D, none of the above. The correct answer is C, that is legitimacy. Correct. Question 1. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, list 2. Under list 1 in the column A, Bitham, B, Balding, C, Lucas, D, Mills. Under list 1 in the column serial number 1, the legitimation of power, serial number 2, the power elite, serial number 3, three faces of power, serial number 4, power, a radical view. Code in the row A, B, C and D. Under A in the column serial number A1, serial number B4, C1, D2. Under B in the column serial number A2, B3, C3, D4. Under C in the column serial number A3, B2, C4, D3. Under D in the column A4, B1, C2, D1. The correct answer is C. That is under A, Bitham, 1, the legitimation of power. B, Balding, 3, three faces of power. C, Lucas, 4, power, a radical view. D, Mills, 2, the power elite. Question 92. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, list 2. Under list 1 in the column A, Ardent, B, Bell, C, From, B, D, Gray. Under list 1 in the column serial number 1, the Sen Society. Serial number 2, the origins of totalitarianism. Serial number 3, the end of ideology. Serial number 4, the fear of freedom. Code in the row A, B, C and D. Under A in the column A3, B2, C3, D2. Under B in the column A2, B3, C4, D3. Under C in the column serial number A1, B4, C1, D1. Under D in the column A serial number A4, B1, C2, D4. The correct answer is B. That is under A, ardent, the 2, the origins of totalitarianism. Under B, that is Bell. 3, that is end of ideology. C, from. 4, the fear of freedom. D, Grey. The 1, the sane society. Question number 93. One of the following does not match. A, Friedman, freedom and capitalism. B, Hobson, imperialism. C, Mill, utilitarianism. D, Tonne, the acquisitive society. The correct answer is A, Friedman, freedom and capitalism. Friedman's book was Capitalism and Freedom. Chapter 4, Key Concepts: Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. Exercises, page 4.19. Question 94. One of the following only matches. A, Elstein, public woman, private man. B, from, to be or to have. C, Lenin, what is to be done. D, Pareto, the mind of society. The correct answer is C, Lenin, what is to be done. Question 95. Who among the following theorized imperialism as the highest stage of capitalism? A, Lenin, B, Marx, C, Gramsci and D, Mao. Correct answer is A, Lenin. Question 86. Who said the wisest have the most authority? A, Socrates, B, Plato, C, Aristotle, D, Locke. The correct answer is B, Plato. Question 97. Match list 1 with list 2. In the row list 1, list 2. Under list 1, A, charismatic authority. B, serial number B, legal rational authority. Serial number C, traditional. Under list 1, in the column, serial number A1, rules. Serial number 2, customs. Serial number 3, personality authority. Code. In the row A, B, C. Under A, in the column A, serial number A3, B2, C1, D1. Under serial number B, A1, B3, C2, D2. Under serial number under C, in the column serial number A2, B1, C3, D1. Under the correct answer is A. That is under A, charismatic authority. 3, personality authority. B, legal rational authority. 1, rules. C, traditional. 2, customs. Question 98. Consider the following statements and choose the correct quote. 1, authority is legitimate power. 2, power is legitimate force. 3, force is legitimate power. 4, power and force yield authority. A, 1, 2. B, 2, 4. C, 1, 4. D, 1, 3. Correct answer is 1, 2. 1, authority is legitimate power. 2, power is legitimate force. Question 99. Who among the following hinted at the legitimation crisis? A, Marcus. B, Habermas. C, Fromm and D, Derrida. The correct answer is B, Habermas. Question 100. Who described imperialism as the potential phase of capitalism? A, Lenin. B, Hobson. C, Schumpeter and D, Kotsky. The correct answer is D, Kotsky. Question 101. Consider the following statements with regard to imperialism and choose the correct code. 1. It is the export of capital. 2. It is merging of the financial and industrial capital. 3. It is earning wealth for wealth's sake. 4. It is industrialization of agricultural products Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 2, 3, B. 1, 2, C. 3, 4, D. 1, 4. The correct answer is B, that is 1 and 2. 1. It is the export of capital. 2. It is merging of the financial and industrial capital. Question 102. Assertion A. Imperialism is a system of political domination. Reason R. It is the export of capital. A and R are true. R is the explanation of A. B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true. R is false. D. A is false. R is true. The correct answer is B. That is, A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. Question 103. Assertion A. Colonialism and imperialism have the same meaning. Reason R. The latter follows the former. A and R are true. R is the explanation of A. B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true. R is false. D. A is false. R is true. Correct answer is D. That is, A is false. R is true. Question 104. Assertion A. Authority is legitimate power. Reason R. Power is legitimate force. A and R are true. R is the explanation of A. B. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. C. A is true. R is false. D. A is false. R is true. Correct answer is A. A and R are true. R is not the explanation of A. Question 105. Which of the following pair constitutes the principal organs of the United Nations? 1. Secretariat and ILO. B. ILO and UNESCO. C. UNESCO and UNICEF. D. General Assembly and Secretariat. Correct answer is D. General Assembly and Secretariat. Question 106. One of the following is not the specialized agency of the UN. A. International Labour Organization. B. World Health Organization. C. International Court of Justice. D. International Post Union. Correct answer is C. That is, International Court of Justice. It is the principal organ of the United Nations. Correct answer is C. International Court of Justice. It is the principal organ of the United Nations. Question 107. Which among the following organs of the unit ratified the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? A. Security Council. B. General Assembly. C. International Court of Justice. D. Secretariat. The correct answer is B. That is, General Assembly. 108. One of the following is not a permanent member of UN Security Council. Question A. Wrong. I repeat. Question 108. One of the following is not a permanent member of UN Security Council. A. Republic of China. B. Russia. C. France. D. United Kingdom. First answer is A. Republic of China. It is People's Republic of China, which is a permanent member of the UN Security Council. 109. Ban Ki-moon took over as UN Secretary General in January 2007. He belongs to the following state: A. North Korea, B. Vietnam, C. South Korea, and D. Thailand. The correct answer is C. South Korea. Question 110. One of the following is not a member of the UN. A. The Holy See, B. Benin, C. Georgia, and D. Haiti. The correct answer is the Holy See, A. Correct answer is A. The Holy See. Chapter 4. Concepts, key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. Exercises, page 4.20. Question 111. An agenda for peace did not include the following: A. Peacekeeping efforts. B. Peace-making efforts. C. Peace-building efforts. D. Peace-developing efforts. Correct answer is D. Peace-developing efforts. Question 112. One of the following Secretary Generals of the United Nations had outlined an agenda of peace. A. Ban Ki-moon. D. Kofi Annan. C. Boutros Ghali, and D. U Thant. C. Boutros Ghali. Correct answer is C. Boutros Ghali. Question 113. The Rio Earth Summit was held in the year A 1990, B 1991, C 1992, D 1993. The correct answer is C, that is 1992. Question 114. The United Nations Millennium Declaration 2000 did not include A. Promotion of gender equality, D. Eradication of poverty, D. Combating conflicts, C. Environmental sustainability. The correct answer is C, that is combating conflicts. 115. The United Nations UN Human Rights Commission has been replaced by the A. UN Human Rights Agency, B. UN Human Rights Committee, C. UN Human Rights Council, D. UN Human Rights Secretary. The correct answer is C. UN Human Rights Council. Page 4.21. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, citizenship, imperialism, global order. In this chapter, philosophers, personalities and scholars. Austin John, within bracket 1790 to 1859, bracket closed, an English philosopher, works the province of jurisprudence, determined and lectures on jurisprudence, known for his monistic, within bracket juridical theory of sovereignty. Barker, Ernest, within bracket 1874 to 1960, a British political scientist, a pluralist, a Don at Oxford, principal of King's College, works Greek political theory, Britain and the British people, reflections on government, essays on government, principles of social and political theory. Figgis J.N., within bracket 1866 to 1999, a historian, political philosopher, also a monk, works Churches in the Modern State, the divine right of kings, civilization at the crossroads. Hilferding Rudolph, Hilferding Rudolph, within bracket 1877 to 1941, an Austrian Marxist and economist, work Finance Capital, a study of the latest phase in capitalist development. Hobson John A., within bracket 1858 to 1890. 1858 to 1940. An English economist and a critic of imperialism, works Problems of Poverty, Evolution of Modern Capitalism, Problem of the Unemployed, John Ruskin, Social Reformer, Imperialism, His Autography, Confession of an Economic Heretic, also the Crisis of Liberalism, Western Civilization towards International Government, Poverty in Plenty, From Capitalism to Socialism, Property and Improperty. Keynes, J.M., within bracket 1883 to 1943, a British economist, work The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. Lindsay, A.D., within bracket 1879 to 1952, a British academic and peer, also known as Sandy Lindsay, was Vice Chancellor of the University of Oxford, within bracket 1935 to 1938, was elevated to the peerage in 1945, a pluralist. Madison James, within bracket 1751 to 1836, an American statesman and a political theorist, an advocate of American pluralism, work The Federalist. McIlvaine R.M., within bracket 1882 to 1920, a Scottish-born American sociologist and a political theorist, works Community, the Modern State Society, the Web of Government. Morgentha Hans, within bracket 1904 to 80, an international relations theorist, major work Politics Among Nations, an advocate of the realistic, within bracket power, theory in international politics. Schumpeter Joseph, within bracket 1883 to 1950, an economist and a political scientist, and Austrian German, work Capitalism, Socialism and Democracy. Chapter 4. Key concepts: sovereignty, pluralism, power, civilization, imperialism, global order. In this chapter, key terms and concept, page 4.23. Monarchy, a state of government in which the supreme power is lost in the hands of a monarch. Nationality, the state or quality of belonging to or being connected with a nation of government by nativity, character, ownership, allegiance, etc. Peace, exemption from or cessation of war, a state of calm, quiet. Sovereignty, the supreme, absolute and uncontrollable power by which an independent deity is governed, supreme political authority overall in its territory and independent of external control. Subject, specifically, one who is under the authority of a ruler and is governed by his laws, one who owes allegiance to a sovereign or a sovereign state as a subject of Queen Victoria, a British subject. In democratic state, the word citizen is used. Supremacy, the state of being supreme or in the highest station of power, highest or supreme authority of power, as the supremacy of a pluralism. Violence, the quality or state of being violent, highly excited action, whether physical or normal. Repeat, whether physical or moral. Vehemence, impetuosity, force. War, a contest between nations or states carried on by force, whether for defense, for revenging insults and redressing wrongs, for the extension of commerce, for the acquisition of territory, for obtaining and establishing the superiority and domain of one over the other, or for any other purpose, armed conflict of sovereign powers, declared and open hostilities. Chapter 4, Key Concepts, Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. In this chapter, authors and books. Walter P. Nationalism. Anderson B. Imagined Communities. Reflections on the origins and spread of nationalism. Arblaster A. The Rise and Decline of Western Liberalism. Agassi, A. G. Jones and W.T.M. The Conservative Political Tradition in Britain and the Riches, United States. Baharo R. From Red to Green. Barry N. The New Right. Besley C. What is Feminism? Behavior S. J. The Second Sex. Bellamy R. Liberalism and Modern Society, an Historical Argument. Berlin 1. Within inverted comma, 2 Concepts of Liberty. In 4 Essay on Liberty. Blackley G. and Bryson V. within bracket 8. Contemporary Political Concepts, a Critical Introduction. Bobbio N. Left and Right. Brown Miller S. Against Our Will, Men, Women and Rape. Bruce S. Fundamentalism. Barnum J. The Managerial Revolution. Butler C. Postmodernism, a very short introduction. Carter A. The Political Theory of Anarchism. Cecil B. H. Conservatism. Charvert J. Feminism. Chapter 4, Key Concepts, Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. Authors and books in this chapter, page 4.24. Cool D. Women in Political Theory, from ancient misogyny to contemporary feminism. Costa M.D. and S. James, The Power of Women and the Subordination of the Community. Crick B. In Defense of Politics. Darwin C. On the Origin of Species. Eatwell R. Fascism. Eatjuni A. The Spirit of Community, Rights, Responsibilities and the Communitarian Agenda. Fanon F. The Wretched of the Earth. Figes E. Patriarchal Attitudes. Folly M. Ideas and Shape Politics. Friedman A. Feminism. Friedan B. The Feminine Mystique, the second stage. From E. The Fear of Freedom. Gasset Y. The Gasset O/Y. The Revolt of the Masses. Giddens Stop A. The Constitution of Society Beyond Left and Right. The Future of Radical Politics. The third way, the revival of social democracy. The third way and its critics. Gray N. Liberalism, post-liberalism, studies in political thought. Endgames, questions in late modern political theory, thoughts. Two phases of liberalism. Greer G. The female enanche, sex and destiny. The whole woman. Gregor A.G. The ideology of fascism. Griffin R. The nature of fascism, international fascism. Hobson B. Understanding liberal democracy. Honderich T. Conservativeness. Repeat, conservatism. Huntington S. The Clash of Civilizations. Licker O.W. Fascism, a Reader's Guide. Larin J. Marxism and Ideology. Lenin V1. The State and Revolution. Imperialism, the highest stage of capitalism. What is to be done? Lindborn C. Politics and Markets. Manning D. Liberalism. Marcus, One-Dimensional Man, Studies in the Ideology of Advanced Industrial Society. Chapter 4. Key Concepts. Sovereignty, Pluralism, Power, Citizenship, Imperialism, Global Order. Authors and Books, page 4.24. Marquand D. The Unprincipled Society. Millard D. Anarchism. Millet K. Sexual Politics. Michel J. Women's Estate. Mosca G. The Ruling Class. Nucleus M. Fascism. Nolte A. Three Phases of Fascism. Action Franchise. Italian Fascism and National Socialism. O. Sullivan N. Conservatism, Fascism. Pareto V. The Mind and Society. Passmore K. Fascism, a very short introduction. Pearson C. Socialism after Communism. Sheener M. The Vintage Book of Feminism, the Essential Writings of the Contemporary Women's Movement. Scholt J. Globalization and Introduction. Schumacher E.F. Small is Beautiful. Schumpeter J. Capitalism, Socialism and Democracy. Scruton R. The Meaning of Conservatism. Smith A. An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations. Spencer H. One Social Evolution, Selected Writings, The Man versus the State. Stirner M. The Ego and His Own. Saidi R.A. Natural Woman. Cultured Men, a feminist perspective on sociological theory. Tim H. Communitarism, a New Agenda for Politics and Citizenship. Tony R.H. The Acquisitive Society, Equality. Willets D. Modern Conservatism. Woodcock G. Anarchism, a history of libertarian ideas and movements.